Tregs, what are your first memories of the Cooper Associates County Ground?
I think the first time I remember coming here, I was about 15 years of age, and I think I'd probably been to the ground before training in the indoor school, but I was invited to train with the senior squad because they were thinking about throwing me into the Lions Den, which was the second level at the time. And I can remember fielding down near the Colin Atkinson Pavilion, and the head coach at the time, Bob Cotton, who was famous for hitting some of the highest high catches you've ever seen, and as a 15-year-old being asked to join that session, seeing these balls fly off into the orbit, and even the pros struggling to catch them, and my first time trying to show the coaches what I could do was under one of the highest high catches I think I've ever seen, and that's my first memory, the memory of being incredibly nervous as a 15-year-old with guys like Keith Parsons and Andy Caddick and Mark Lathwell and Trez, trying to sort of match up with them, and that was a pretty scary moment for a 15-year-old.
And what makes this place so special? What makes it stand out from a lot of the other grounds around the country?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it's been my upbringing. I started coming down here at a very young age, and obviously, like I said, 15 years of age, thrown into an adult environment and in the senior teams at Somerset. So it's all I really remember of everything that makes me at now 37. So holds a special place in my heart. Obviously, I'm a Weston-super-Mare born lad, but this is certainly my second home, and I think what really makes this ground particularly special is the closeness. I mean, it's a nice ground. I mean, you've got the churches in the background that are obviously pretty famous, but when you're on the field and the crowd are up behind you, you really do feel like they're stood next to you, and that's one of the great things playing down here. You field at the boundary, you turn around in between each ball and have a chat with the spectators behind you, so it's a very friendly place to be.
And going back over the years, if you could choose one of your favourite innings, what would you pinpoint would probably be your favourite knock here?
I think, without a doubt, our record 4-day chase. I think we chased 485, I believe it was, in a day, and I got 100 off of about 50 something balls, and that was an absolutely amazing feeling to be out there chasing that total down. No one thought it was possible, and I think when Xander de Bruyn hit the winning runs, I think we still had about 5 or 6 overs to go, and we actually chased it quite easily. So that was a tremendous day. 100 against Yorkshire in super quick time.
And with the ball in hand, I mean, you've obviously bowled a lot of overs on this ground. Is there a particular end you favoured over the years, or just in the end that you give them?
No, 100%. I mean, the lads jokingly call it the Trego end. I know it's got the Surrey and Botham stand up there, but no, I pretty much feel like I can only bowl from one end. It's a really flat ground. You don't really get overly wind affected, but I've got to be honest, bowling from the other end feels really, really bizarre. I've just bowled so many overs from that bottom end, because I think all the big tall fast bowlers like bowling from the new pavilion end. So certainly the river end is for me.